Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you just so happen to watch this video. I am your founder and your CEO of Hold My Nuggets Incorporated, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. And we're now in the East Wing because I allowed Britney Spears to come over and hang out at the West Wing after she burnt down her gym, and she somehow burnt down the entire West Wing. All I had over there was a yoga mat and a goddamn medicine ball. How the hell do you burn it down, Britney? How? That's stupid. Use your common sense. But we ain't here to talk about that. We came here because it's been long overdue where I can finally deliver to you the 2019 Chiseled Adonis Awards for the NFL season. 2 years ago, at the conclusion of the 2017 NFL season, I gave you the Chiseled Adonis Awards in September, right before the 2018 season. Last year, right after the 2018 NFL season, I gave you the 2018 Chiseled Adonis Awards in March. I decided this year for the 2019 Chiseled Adonis Awards, I'm going to give it to you in betwixt the months of March and September. So now it is June, and you can finally feel free to enjoy the Chiseled Adonis Awards with me. But before we get to the nominees, here's a word from our sponsor. Wait a minute, pardon the interruption, but allow me to participate in the Vicky Guerrero challenge, and may I have your attention, please? I'm pretty sure over the course of the past decade and so on, you've seen individuals fall victim to having their private files hacked, having their nudes leaked, having their browser history leaked. You wouldn't want that to happen to you. You don't want to be participating in the PBS 13 Cyber Chase Challenge, but this time, hacker wins. You heard the theme song, Cyber Chase, we're moving, we're beating hacker at his game. Don't tell me that he's trying to hack the motherboard, we'll get him every time. How you gonna get him? How you gonna get him if you don't got your own virtual private network? Let me tell you how you can beat hacker and defeat him at his game.
Let me introduce you to ExpressVPN. I use it to secure all of my devices with a powerful encryption to safeguard my data and keep my activity and identity private while I browse, stream, email, or download. I protect all of my devices with just one click. This way I can introduce hackers to Krillin Solar Flare. You're not allowed to see my internet anymore, dummy!
Way too many people fall victim to having their credit card information stolen when on an unencrypted connection. Imagine you go out on a date, you look your counterpart in the eye at the conclusion of the date and say, don't worry, baby, don't worry, fella, don't worry, darling, I got the bill paid. And you whip out that credit card, not in an effort to showcase that you're a progressive young lady, not in an effort to showcase that you're an old-fashioned chivalrous gentleman. It's because you wanted to make sure that you can get additional points on your credit card to add to your frequent flyer miles. You hand it to the waiter, you hand it to the waitress, they walk over to the counter, you're smiling with your face because you thought you just hatched an elaborate scheme only to find out you've been bamboozled, hoodwinked. Because when the waiter comes back, when the waitress comes back, they say it got declined. The operation was a failure. And now you're looking across the table like, what the heck's going on? You get up and walk over to the cash register, and the counterpart who was sitting there is now looking with the Doflamingo smile. They're smiling and laughing. Because they scammed you. The whole purpose of going out on the date was to make sure they can break into your information, find out your credit history, take the number on the credit card, and now they have your information and they're free to spend it. They already done maxed out the card because they purchased a damn flight to Dubai underneath your nose. This is what happens when you don't have ExpressVPN. That's stupid. Use your common sense.
This is where I use ExpressVPN to my advantage. I can connect to servers in 90 plus different countries to get access to different shows. I live in the United States. Rick and Morty, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and South Park aren't available in Netflix in this country. All I have to do is use ExpressVPN, connect to a different server in the United Kingdom, refresh the page, and now I have access to these shows. It even works in anime. You don't have the show you're looking for? Switch to a different country and now you have access. I can't tell you how many times I've been denied watching a video on YouTube because it wasn't available in my country. I use ExpressVPN, I switched the country, and all of a sudden now I got access. ExpressVPN has a 24/7 customer support. They were ranked #1 best VPN service throughout the entire year of 2019. They've received so many 5-star reviews, Rob Van Dam's Frog Splash feels left out.
Find out how you can get 3 months free on ExpressVPN by clicking the link in my description and also the top pinned comment, expressvpn.com/chiseled, so you can utilize the internet the way it was meant to be used, completely private. And you better hurry up before somebody breaks into your internet and finds out you out here searching for flashlights that happen to be misspelled because you bought a different vowel on Wheel of Fortune and substituted the A with an E. You know what I'm talking about. 2 years ago in our inaugural Chiseled Adonis Awards, we began with 7 different categories. Last year, we elevated up to 12. This year, we have a whopping 15 in our 3rd annual Chiseled Adonis Awards. And I would be remiss if I did not start off with a category that pissed us off the entire season. It had the indignation invigorating inside of our soul. What is that? The Bird Box Referee Award for the stupidest officiating crew throughout the entire season. And we'll be sitting here the entire video, I should say all the way through morning, trying to highlight every single mistake they made all season. So I'm only gonna, number it down to a few. But we're not gonna go deep into detail about the pass interference. We already did a video about that. We're not gonna go deep into detail about the roughing the passer. We talked about that last year. Whatever the case may be, it turns out the officiating crew don't even know how to go out there and officiate. They graduated from with a degree of Stevie Wonder, Helen Keller, studies from the blind man's university. It makes absolutely no sense how they constantly go out there and mess up their goddamn job. Whatever the case may be, whether they made a call or didn't make a call, they need to be called out and highlighted. And ladies and gentlemen, these are your nominees.
The referee Bird Box Challenge Champion of the Year.
Here come the Rams, baby. Jared Goff takes the snap on 3rd and 7. The Saints use scissor. They force the fumble. It's recovered by Cameron Jordan. He's activating his dreadlock powers. He'd go 87 yards into the end zone, and the Saints would take a 10-3 lead. But wait a minute. It was all a Genjutsu. It's an incomplete pass. I don't know if you saw or not, but his hand was going forward, right? Am I right, guys? The ball was going out of his hand before it even began to go forward. You can't even do this in Madden and get the call wrong. The play would be reviewed, and the Saints would get the ball. However, they would get the ball at the spot of the recovery. They'd be denied a touchdown. All right. Honest mistake, but we gave them the ball back, so all things are forgiven, right, Saints fans?
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Saints fans, I apologize for reopening up the wound, but it turns out every single time you play against the Los Angeles Rams, it turns out the officiating crew makes sure that you walk into a dark room, bend you over at the waist, entering you from behind. Because every single time you play against the Rams, you happen to go out there and get screwed.
Meanwhile, in the land of the Lolly Lulelo, Dick takes the snap, connects with Theke, and he's going to pick up a Cowboy 1st down. But wait a minute, there's laundry on the field. They called tripping?
Nani?
If that's tripping, Travis Frederick might as well retire from football. This doesn't make sense.
Now, I'm no advocate for the Dallas Cowboys. That's SpongeBob. I'm no hater of the New England Patriots. That's everybody around the country. I'm just here to make sure that we all come to a consensus that was a horseshit call on Travis Frederick. More importantly, it probably is the reason why he decided to retire. And that really did cost the Cowboys an opportunity to move the chains and keep their hopes alive of possibly winning that game in Gillette Stadium.
On the following drive, Aaron Rodgers takes the snap. Somebody just unplugged his controller. He stopped moving. He take a sack. But wait, there's a flag on the play. Illegal hands to the face.
What the hell is this?
They called the illegal hands to the face call on Trey Flowers. Look at the hand placement. It's in the shoulder pad. Not once did his hand make contact with the face. I'd like to ask the referee, where is the penalty? Please inform me. But alas, we all make mistakes, right? Not like you gonna butcher another call, right?
A few minutes later.
3 plays later, Aaron Rodgers receivers are much like Chick-fil-A on Sundays and a nun's twat. They're not open. The pass would sail incomplete and set up 4th and 4, but wait a minute, there's laundry on the field. Illegal hands to the face on Trey Flowers again. But look at the hand placement. It's on the right shoulder pad. What is the vendetta the referees have against him?
What the hell is this? You son of a bitch! Why? Tell me why!
Listen, I don't give a shit what you say. I have State Farm insurance. I like the discount double check. I started Aaron Rodgers on my fantasy, and I simply don't like Trey Flowers. So fuck you guys. It's an automatic 1st down for the Packers, and if you got something to say, you can see me after the game. How about that?
2 illegal hands to the face calls in the 4th quarter alone, 9 minutes apart. I think Trey Flowers must have had some photos on the officiating crew, because that makes absolutely no sense. Did he have a sex tape with one of the referee's daughters? How do you call illegal hands to the face twice? That don't make no sense. How? His hand was on the shoulder pad. Oh, I want to suplex a referee right now. I'm going to find somebody who work at Foot Locker. When quarantine's over, I'm walking into Foot Locker and I'm beating the crap out of everybody who dress up in that damn zebra shirt. They may not be referees, but it's a start. And this is going to be on the NFL. It's their fault that the referees out there, or I should say Foot Locker employees, got their asses whipped.
Deshaun Watson going deep for DeAndre Hopkins. Pass sales incomplete. There's no laundry on the field. There was no call for pass interference. Bill O'Brien would throw his challenge flag. We would go to the review, and it would still stand as called. Look at Marlon Humphrey caressing the nipples of DeAndre Hopkins. Not a single flag thrown. Touched the man's hips, touched his pectoral area, and there was no flag. You gotta be kidding me. What the hell is pass interference in the NFL?
I already made a video about this, about the pass interference. Words cannot explain the level of pistosity that I have whenever I see that laundry flag land on the floor and they call a pass interference. It's not a pass interference. Explain to me how D-Hop got molested in the end zone by Marlon Humphrey and there was absolutely no flag on the floor. This is exactly why Bill O'Brien traded D-Hop away. Maybe it's not because he's terrible at managing his team. Maybe it's not because he's just a piss poor coach, and we're going to talk about him a little bit later. Maybe it's because he felt uncomfortable with D-Hop having to go out there and put on a Houston Texans uniform once again every single time he runs into the end zone, and he gets pretty much touched all over his body. Touch my body. Every time he went into the end zone, there was no flag that was thrown. You've got to be kidding me.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, a motherfucker hit another motherfucker in the motherfucking back. I cannot believe it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was football. How is that a flag? How is that roughing the passer? Ooh! You know what? Let's just go to the next. Let's go to the next nominee.
From the 15, Tom Brady connects with N'Keal Harry Potter. He dodged a couple of Chiefs, go into the end zone for the score, but the referees say, you're out of bounds, pussy. The Patriots, out of challenges, cannot contend what the call on the field is. Look at his feet. Look at the green in betwixt his cleat and the sideline. That's crazy. The Patriots got screwed by the referees. One quick look at football fans outside of Boston. But on the real though, the referees ain't shit, bro. They've been missing calls all season long. It's ridiculous. Such a shame to be denied a touchdown.
Can you explain to me how they couldn't see that he was still in bounds and never stepped out? You can clearly see about a yard of green grass in betwixt his shoe and the sideline. And you guys called it out of bounds, and because they were out of challenges, they couldn't even attempt to get this overturned? You've got to be kidding me. Where do they get these refs from? Where do you hire these zebras from? I need to know. This makes no sense. They got worse eyes than that lady who said the POP, hold it down, I'm legally blind. They worse than her. You've got to be kidding me.
The kick is fielded by Miles Sanders at the 1.
Come here.
Don't do it.
We almost watched a man get killed on video during a football game in week 3 early in the season. We didn't even get through September yet, and this man's head almost got pulled off of his shoulders. Do you know how brutal it would have been to watch this man's neck twist the whole way around? I tried, but I ain't trying to kill myself right now. I ain't participating in Jeffrey Epstein challenge, whatever the case may be. Why the hell did they not throw a flag on this play? Explain to me how you see somebody's helmet fly off their head. The coof that was on his hair underneath the helmet came off as well. And the referees also, I didn't see anything at all. Why? What flag are you talking about? I didn't even go to the laundry. I have nothing in my pocket. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me.
Thank you very much, you son of a bitch.
You want another one? Come at me, bro!
And the winner, the champion of the Bird Box Challenge is the entire officiating crew the entire goddamn year. They all been terrible. They all deserve to get the goddamn title of the worst officiating crew. They ain't shit. They garbage. And let me tell you something. In the 2020 season, if these referees don't step it up, I urge every single football fan across America, whether we have fans in the stadiums because of what's happening with the coronavirus or not, we better all in unison find out the addresses of all these referees, poop in a bag, deliver it to their front porch, and then light them all on fire. Make sure none of their property lights on fire, but just make sure that the poop in unison that's in the brown bags lit on fire so the entire place stinks. But Daddy, what happened outside? I can't go to school. It smells like shit everywhere. Well, tell your father stop messing up the calls. And a few, lady referees who's in there as well. Send the fiery poop into their bedrooms as well. Everybody gets shit in front of their house. Now, this is one of my favorite categories, near and dear to my heart, because I used to play wide receiver. I'd love to understand how these individuals make it to the pros and they can't seem to catch a football. Fingers is sponsored by Butterfingers. They got nothing but a bunch of chocolate on their wet Rosetta Stone Haitian Creole, motherfucker. That means your fingers. Whatever the case may be, how the hell y'all keep dropping footballs? I don't need to keep interluding in between nominees. Here are your nominees.
What happened to his hands? Award sponsored by Butterfingers.
Aaron Rodgers is going deep. Oh, he's got Aaron Jones wide open.
All around me are familiar faces.
Fuck! What is that? Oh shit! What is that? I cannot believe it. There is literally no excuse for dropping this pass. I've seen amputees that could have caught this ball. His hands are just for decoration. Where's Majin Buu when you need him? Turn him into some chocolate. Matter of fact, get Deborah on the phone. Spit on him, turn him into stone, and transmogrify him into a Christmas ornament.
If you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
What happened to his hand? Carson Wentz got Nelson Aguilar. It's gonna be a touchdown.
I don't understand this.
Somebody help me understand how you alligator arm a football in crunch time in the National Football League and you are Super Bowl champion winning receiver. This makes no sense. You have earned your nickname back. Nelson Occasional Hands Aguilar with the drop. You goddamn bum. Fuck.
Thank you, Jesus.
What happened to his hands? Next Bucks possession, Winston takes the snap, looking to go deep. He's got Mike Evans. Fuck!
All around me are familiar faces.
Oh my God.
Oh my God!
Oh my God. You can.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
What happened to his hands? Fitzpatrick was Fitz-tragic because his mojo extended to Kenyon. I only watched Degrassi for the murder of Drake. He would drop the ball. What happened to his hands?
First and foremost, let me say this. There are a ton of defenders that I left off the list who dropped obvious interceptions and some pick sixes. But there's an ongoing joke in the football community that the reason why you play defensive back is because you got no hands to play offense. So I won't hold you to that. There were a few other individuals who had a lot of bad drops on the season, but I felt as if these four were the most egregious. However, there are a few things that stood out to me. Mike Evans, it was a drop pass, but I can't penalize you. Every single season you've been over 1,000. Kenyon Drake, you dropped what should have been the game-winning catch to put you up 1 in Miami. They ended up letting your ass go. You went to Arizona. You revitalized your career. You went over 600 yards. You had 8 touchdowns in just a small period of games. You're probably going to start next year for that team. So I can't fault you. All right, Aaron Jones, you got no hands on that particular play, but you led the league in rushing touchdowns. I can't fault you, but there is one man on the list who did not level up, like Ciara would say, and that is Nelson Occasional Hands Aguilar. And there's a reason why I left the logo for the Philadelphia Eagles back there, because they were dropping footballs all goddamn year. And more importantly, Nelson Aguilar, you've been dropping balls every single year, year in, year out, whether you won the Super Bowl or not. You changed your number or not, all you do is drop balls. You might as well be a teenage boy going through puberty, because all you do is drop balls. This man is the world champion of dropping footballs. He couldn't catch a goddamn thing. I heard all through quarantine you were outside without a mask, licking floors, kissing homeless people, having conversations face to face with individuals who are already diagnosed with COVID-19, and you still couldn't catch the damn disease. You are absolute trash, garbage, and I'm overjoyed the Eagles let you go. It's only a matter of time before you go out here and get dropped from an NFL team. You have been picked up, I believe it was Oakland, whatever the case may be. I don't expect to see you live any longer in the NFL because you are absolute garbage. Come and collect your prize as the champion of the What Happened to My Hands award, sponsored by Butterfingers, because evidently that's the only candy that you eat.
The Eagles looking for a miraculous comeback. Carson Wentz looking to go deep. He's got Nelson, occasional hands, Aguilar, and... If you ever needed a reason why people call this man Nelson Occasional Hands Aguilar, you alligator armed a pass. Down by 20 in the fourth quarter. Not only is this man's hands only for decoration, his brain and IQ is only for decoration. When you die, you can't donate your brain for CTE research because they ain't gonna find anything there. How can you not compute to put your hands out to catch the football? Delete his Madden character. Cut him from the team. You should not be allowed to play football anywhere.
Pardon my perspiration, but it turns out screaming about Nelson Aguilar got me sweating, but we ain't talking about that right now. What we're talking about is throughout the entire 2019 season, we've seen a fair number of kerfuffles, skirmishes, brouhahas, if you will. However, I felt as if nothing got more heated than the battles inside of the AFC North. Although we did see a small skirmish on the sideline between the Cowboys and the Giants, we've seen a little bit of a fight between the Saints and the Texans. We've seen other fights throughout the season, but nothing came close to the situation between Myles Garrett and Mason Rudolph, and then OBJ and Marlon Humphreys. Here are the nominees.
Brouhaha of the year.
What the hell is this? You son of a bitch! Why? Tell me why! Finish him.
Looks like you're about to get pwned.
It appears a kerfuffle, a scruffle, a skirmish, a brouhaha is breaking out between Marlon Humphrey and Odell Beckham. I'm not sure what the catalyst of this joust was, but they're out here throwing more blows than a cup of tea, more punches than Tropicana. All I know is Odell Beckham Jr. lost. He tried to take down Marlon Humphrey with his legs, but ended up on his back like a prostitute at a brothel, then proceeded to get choked out like he had a PhD in erotic asphyxiation from Sexual Kink University. His lungs are seeing less air than an anti-Jordan campaign. His neck is seeing more hands than a nail salon. 1 second you're playing football, the next you're participating in the Jeffrey Epstein challenge with no noose. Why did they never choke me like that?
What are you, gay?
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Now, although there was 2 nominees, let's just be honest, it's a landslide win. And the winner of getting the brouhaha of the year is going to be Mason Rudolph taking on Myles Garrett, where the man got turned into a goddamn whack-a-mole. It turns out Mason Rudolph's helmet is going to have to wear a helmet moving forward. I don't know how the hell you expect to go out there on the field. You took a helmet to the head and you can never feel safe on the sidelines ever again. I think if anything happens to Big Ben and Mason Rudolph got to go out there, whether that's to take a knee at the conclusion of the game or relieve Big Ben if he gets hurt, I feel as if this man should be on high alert for Myles Garrett's all over the place. Garrett likes to write a lot of poems. I feel as if I'm Mason Rudolph, I would boycott all poems moving forward. Don't you ever hand me anything from Maya Angelou. I'm getting, flashes from when Myles Garrett hit me over the head and turned me into a goddamn whack-a-mole. So the winner of the brouhaha of the year is between Mason Rudolph and Myles Garrett. On to the next category.
Mario! Yeah! Watch out for that Goomba!
I got it.
Hurdle of the year.
Got Vernon Davis turning into Mario. turns one defender into a Goomba. Get your bitch ass off of me. Escapes 3 Eagles. The final one will not catch him. Running into the end zone the same way he's running away from Father's time. He's 36 years old, making people look like fools. Touchdown, Redskins. Take the ball, white man. Get your bitch ass off of me. Turn into Mario.
That's how a white man runs a football.
Tom Brady takes the snap. He connect with Julian P.E.D. Edelman. What is wrong with this man?
Wario, I'm gonna win.
Of the 4, I must say Julian P.E.D. Edelman and Alvin Shinsuke Nakamura, those 2 were just for, comedic relief. That was solely for me. Throughout this season, we didn't get too many great hurdles that actually were, cleared. A lot of them ended up being failures, and we're not trying to have a compilation of that, although that would be funny. As for Vernon Davis, I kind of had to disqualify his week 1 performance, because in week 3, this happened.
He finds Civil War survivor Vernon Davis. He turned into Mario.
Stupid.
If this ain't the most hilarious thing I've seen all week, Vernon Davis done tried to Mario jump over Prince Amukamara, but he's been watching his film. He saw Vernon do this 2 weeks ago against the Eagles. Just imagine what's going through the head of Vernon Davis right now, knowing that his hurdle failed. He should have called an audible. He could have showcased his education from Test University with a degree in Antonio Brown studies. Just put your big boot through the face mask of the defender. You've been in the NFL since 2006. I know you got a couple of finishes saved up. Finish Prince Amukamara the next time you see him. This is like choosing to commit suicide by jumping out of a burning building because you'd rather die on your own terms than burn to death, only to find out Spider-Man was fighting against Mysterio outside. It was all a goddamn illusion. You jumped for no reason, Vernon Davis. You jumped for no reason.
So that leaves only one to claim the throne for the watch out for that Goomba hurdle of the year. That being Christian McCaffrey. Why? Because that's how the white man runs the football. We need some more diversity in the skilled positions in the NFL. The white people are being wiped out at receiver, cornerback, in the secondary at safety. They're nowhere in the wide receiver outside of the slot. What's going on? We are being dominated by the black superior race. But we ain't talking about that right now. Congratulations to Christian McCaffrey getting the hurdle of the year. On to the next category.
Little boy! Little boy! Baptism of the year.
Meanwhile in Detroit, Saquon Barkley out here making people look like little boys. He would tell one defender, get your bitch ass on the floor. I baptize you in the name of the Father. I baptize you in the name of the Son. I baptize you in the name of the Holy Spirit. Little boy, get born again. Come here, your appendage, castrated, your balls, neutered, your gender, you're now female.
I'm a female.
Meanwhile, Dak Prescott says, get your bitch ass on the floor. I'm trying to get paid this offseason, stupid. Get out of my way. I baptize you in the name of the Father. I baptize you in the name of the Son. I baptize you in the name of the Holy Spirit. And it's time for a baptism from our Lord and Savior. I baptize you in the name of the Father. I baptize you in the name of the Son. I baptize you in the name of the Holy Spirit. Be at peace, my child. Welcome to Christ. What an honor to be stiff-armed by our Lord and Savior, Derrick Henry. Shower him with praise.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
Henry. Yo, bitch ass off me, pussy. I baptize you in the name of the Father. I baptize you in the name of the Son. I baptize you in the name of the Holy Spirit. Matt Ryan's got a man, but he plays for the other team. Pass intercepted by the New York. Get your bitch ass off me, pussy. Returned to the 20. Don't ever try to tackle me, little boy. Little boy, get on the ground. Matt Ryan got stiff-armed from the east to the west, back to the east, back to the west. Cameron Jordan kind of messed it up because he pushed him in the back.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Now, I don't know if he was trying to give him a pound or if they were playing rock, paper, scissors, because all I know is he grabbed his hand.
Fuck. Fuck.
This is some old bullshit. I can't believe I let a man handle me on national television. Cooper Kupp, and much like the KKK in the 60s, he's denying everything black as the Saints cannot bring this man down. He must have taken 3 pills of Cialis. He'd go into the end zone for a Rams touchdown, but it would be ruled down at the 1. Jared Goff would sneak it into the end zone, so the Saints still gave up a touchdown.
Get your bitch ass on the floor, pussy!
Oh, but wait. There's a bonus. This may not be a stiff arm, but Aaron Donald treated Devontae Freeman like a rag doll. And if somebody emasculates you on the football field, you're damn right I'm gonna have something to say about it. So let's roll the beautiful bean footage of Aaron Donald treating Devontae Freeman like a little boy.
Aaron Donald pick up Devontae Freeman like that? This man bench pressing him straight to the locker room. You let a grown man lift you like that? Get him a diaper. Stewie Griffin, Maggie Simpson challenge. You can't get lifted and yoked up like that in no football game. And to make matters worse, you have Dreadlocks shave his head.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This has been the hardest one to judge. And Kyle Juszczyk messed up my Steelers. Screwed them bad with that stiff arm. He nearly killed Minka Fitzpatrick. Thank God the brother turned out to have an all-pro season. If I'm not mistaken, this was his first game with Pittsburgh. I was about ready to tell him to get cut because he just took his soul, but somehow he found it back, became an all-pro. Shy Tuttle nearly murdered Matt Ryan. As a matter of fact, I'll take that back. He sent Matt Ryan to the Shadow Realm. He's down there with Kyber Boy. He don't know what's going on. This man hasn't seen outside his house at all. Last thing we heard from Matt Ryan was, I don't need to say much about our Lord and Savior Derrick Henry, but I'll say this much. I would be completely wrong if this did not go to Saquon Barkley. He murdered everybody on the Detroit roster that day. Even if you played on offense, you felt the hand of God when Saquon stiff-armed that man to the ground. Matter of fact, the entire state of Michigan just got sent to the upper room. You saw the soul leave his sternum. All right? Shang Tsung couldn't take his soul because Saquon Barkley done did it. He sent everybody in Michigan to the Shadow Realm. They down there with Matt Ryan. They with Kyber Boy. They down there with everybody in the Shadow Realm. Their controllers was discontinued. It's not as if they were just unplugged. They unplugged the controller. They unplugged the console. They unplugged the TV. They foreclosed the house. And they burnt down the entire city in which the house resided playing the damn console. That's how bad Saquon Barkley did that brother dirty. Collect your prize for the little boy baptism of the year, Saquon Barkley. On to the next category.
Give me your ankles! Rogue Podiatrist Play of the Year.
Here come the Giants, baby. Saquon Barkley, give me your ankles! Oh my Lord, he's breaking everybody's ankles. 3 people done fell down, he only juked 1. Wait a minute, let's take a look at that replay. He took his ankles from the east to the west, back to the east, back to the west. Then look at these other 2 buffoons trip before they can even touch him. The land of them boys, Dick takes the snap, floats up a beautiful pass to Amari Cooper. He tell one Packers defender, get your bitch ass over me. Beyblade, let it rip. He'd go into the end zone, touchdown Cowboys. They cut their deficit to 10. 2nd and 6. Watson takes the snap. Beyblade, let it rip. He escapes the pass rush. He connect with his man. He's got a seam. He's running down the field. He's gonna be tackled at the 10. How did Watson do that? Call him the son of Jor-El. That's Superman. He turned into a Hitmontop. He used rapid spin. Deshaun Watson says, I'm financially free. I don't give a shit about no bills. And escapes the pass rush, moving the ball into field goal range. Think fast, son of Satan. Damian Williams gets the handoff. Give me your ankles. Makes a couple of Vikings miss. He'd go 91 yards into the end zone. Kansas City regains the lead. I'd be damned if I got my ankles taken like that in the open field. You can't even donate your body to charity. Nobody wants you. Somebody check on his wife. Make sure she ain't filed for divorce. To Cincinnati we go. Lamar Jackson out here in a Brazos film gang banging the Bengals by himself. Give me your ankles. He tell 2 Bengals defenders go into the end zone. Touchdown. The necrophilia begins in Cincinnati because the Bengals may be dead, but somehow they're still getting fucked Back overseas we go. Kyle Allen would look towards his left, dump it off to Blue Eyes right privilege. Give me your ankles, he'd tell one Bucks defender. He'd stiff arm another man into the dirt, go into the end zone for a Carolina Panthers touchdown.
That's how a white man runs a football.
What do you mean they're not selling Lucky Charms anymore? They said they retired it. What about the jukebox? I heard it's still in the bar. So why are you not playing any music?
Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. This was just as hard to judge as the Little Boy Baptism Award, but I would be remiss if this did not go to Lamar Jackson. This brother went out there and took everybody's ankles. Watching him bop people and break ankles had me putting on ankle braces just watching Ravens games. That's how bad it was. When the Ravens played the Steelers both times, mind you, Lamar ain't even played the second game, and I had to make sure my ankles were secure. Jeffrey Dahmer's looking up while in the afterlife like, damn, he got this much ankles? I'm an amateur. If you look into Lamar Jackson's closet, he got nothing but ankles. There's no clothes. It's everybody in the NFL's ankles. Even the teams he ain't play yet, he done took their ankles. So give me your ankles! Rogue Podiatrist Award for 2019 goes to Lamar Jackson. This brother breaking everybody's legs. And if you need a reminder, if you needed some more highlights, you could search all over YouTube. But I gotta give you this one, because he killed the Bills on this play.
And if you didn't know, Lamar Jackson's still out here being a rogue podiatrist.
Now, this award is something very serious, because when we're talking about groundbreaking performances, when we're talking about game changers, when we're talking about individuals who now set a record that we never know if it'll ever be broken. We're talking about people who are making history here in the National Football League. They must be acknowledged. And I have to acknowledge this man for not only paving the way for future quarterbacks, but also putting on a performance that, like I said before, we may never see again. This is a brother who went 30 for 30 and didn't even have a sponsorship from ESPN. Usually you gotta pay for ESPN Plus to watch 30 for 30, but Jameis Crablegs Winston made sure you watch 30 for 30 for free. What am I talking about? Jameis Winston threw 33 touchdowns, but he also threw 30 interceptions. And I would truly be remiss if I did not acknowledge his performance. So, in honor of Jameis Winston's magnificent accomplishment, we're gonna watch every single interception.
Jameis Winston Lifetime Achievement, 30 for 30.
Snicker getting into the ring anytime soon. Slot. Winston picked off. Hard line. Winston in trouble. It is picked off. Steps up on third down. He throws it. It's picked off. Winston has all day, and it's intercepted. Winston throws, and it's picked off. Throws it out, and it's intercepted. He needs to get some points here, and he throws it right to, and it's intercepted. For the end zone, it's Evans, and oh gosh. Winston from his own end zone, a wobbler. Winston, looking deep over the middle. It's intercepted. Third down, and it's intercepted. Winston throws into traffic, a tip ball. Winston, great protection. And behind the back, did Howard have his down the middle of the field. And underthrown, and it's intercepted. Pick up the blitz, and it's intercept Winston. Jump ball in the corner. Winston with a short drop, and the pass is there. Is the pass, and it is in Tampa. Hard pass, and it's intercepted. She got a little bit better as a pass protector. This pass is the SEC championship game right here on CBS. Winston's pass to the yard line. Pressure on Winston to the pass. He throws it out, and it's picked up. Some time, and it's intercepted again. There it is. There's the shot, and it's intercepted. Winston flips it out. Oh, it's intercepted. List. And this one is picked.
Overtime in Tampa Bay. Jameis Crablegs Winston takes the snap, looking. Pass intercepted by Deion Jones. Can I get a McPick-6? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Jameis Winston's season and the Bucks is over in this bitch. Touchdown Falcons. But let's just talk about Jameis real quick. Jameis Winston! You led the league in passing. You were number 2 in touchdown passes, but number 1 in interceptions. The first in NFL history to open up your own club. You have thrown 30 TDs and 30 INTs. ESPN needs to make a special. Jameis Winston, 30 for 30.
You're the 8th quarterback to eclipse 5,000 yards in a season, and you rank 8th amongst those 8. Jameis Winston! I've seen blind people throw better than you. Quadriplegics have better accuracy than you. I heard you stepped into a phone booth. You threw the football and it still got intercepted. You ought to apply for a job at the NSA and start tapping phone conversations, because you're an expert when it comes to interceptions. You run a quarterback camp, and I bet the little kids intercept you as well. And you had the audacity to step into the media following the game and say you were balling this year? If what you did is considered balling, I ought to get a general reassignment surgery, because I want nothing to do with balls if that is what you consider balling. Jameis Winston! Put your motherfucking head back down, you goddamn bum!
There's only one thing left to do. Gotta write their names in the death note.
...2019 10 Toes Down Challenge champion.
Here come the Lions, baby. Matthew Stafford looking left. He's got a man. But he plays for the other team. This might be interception of the year. Darryl Worley with the magnificent one-handed interception in the end zone. Looks like somebody's not having a very good gala day. Look at the snag, though. This man could be in a coma and still catch his wife cheating.
The Titans in the Kim-Mizik-colored zone. Rosetta Stone Turkish, motherfucker. As Ryan, Jack, and Jill went up to Tanner Hill, and he found a Jonnu Smith with a miraculous touchdown, participating in the 10 Toes Down Challenge for the Titans score. Ball was bouncing around like he was doing jumping jacks. His hands are not just for masturbation. What a catch! But he didn't get his feet down. A hip equals 2 feet, stupid.
Patrick, I sound like Kermit the Frog's Mahomes looking towards his left. He's got DeMarcus Robinson activating his dreadlock powers with a sensational one-hand catch while submitting his application to the 10 Toes Down Challenge for the Chiefs touchdown. And it's too easy for Mahomes, because it's
free real estate. As Kirk family member Cousins would find Rudolph the Red Zone Reindeer in the end zone with a magnificent one-hand snag as the Vikings take a 7-0 lead over them boys. But what a catch, though, all with one hand. It's like when you told your imaginary friend about the first time you masturbated. Bro, how did you make that happen? I did it with one hand. The Dallas Crips in the Sue Whoop zone. Dak Prescott rolling towards his right. He's got Amari Armani Exchange Cooper participating in the 10 Toes Down Challenge once again. Dallas takes the lead.
You've been hit by a smooth criminal.
Needless to say, Amari Cooper doesn't get taken advantage of in his relationships because he finds a way to put his foot down.
Now into the period-colored zone. Russell, I turned the hole into a housewife. Wilson looking towards his left. He'd head to Jared. Can I have a 13-yard Tyler Lockett participating in the 10 Toes Down Challenge for a Seattle Seahawks touchdown? But just look at the replay. Look at the educated feet. Tyler Lockett could never be lynched. He'd find a way to keep his feet down. Leighton meets the challenge. He's keeping his body control. I thought Michael Jackson was in the upper room, but evidently he reincarnated tonight in the form of Tyler Lockett.
You've been hit by a smooth criminal.
3rd and 17. Mitch, I'm not a bitch. Trubisky looking to add to the point total just before halftime. Looking to go deep to Taylor. I'm not Gabriel. He took Josh Norman to Cinnabar Island. He'd catch the ball participating in the 10 Toes Down Challenge. And upon review, it would be ruled as a touchdown. And he has since exposed his left testicle. He exposed his right testicle and rubbed his entire nutsack all over the Washington Redskins defense for his 3rd touchdown on the 2nd quarter. Josh Norman is no different than an erect virgin penis on a late Saturday night. All he does is get beat. Homie couldn't cover a twin-size bed with a king-size comforter. This man eats toast 3 times a day. He resides on Cinnabar Island. I'm surprised he don't got a gym badge from Blaine. Homie pulled the ultimate Genjutsu on the Washington Redskins because when he departed from the Carolina Panthers, he got a 5-year, $75 million deal. the highest deal for a cornerback in NFL history. And this man has yet to go to the Pro Bowl since. If I didn't know any better, I would assume this man was a disobedient child up to no do-goodery on an episode of Maury, Steve Wilkos, or Jerry Springer, because all this man does is week to week get beat. Call him Hiroshima or Nagasaki, because you could throw bombs on him anytime. Put him in a Glad commercial, because he's trash.
I didn't even need to give you a preview. We just went straight into it after Jameis Winston. But when we talk about the 10 toes down champion, we talk about somebody who never participates in the Saddam Hussein, Aaron Hernandez, or Jeffrey Epstein challenge. These individuals know how to get their toes down, and you saw it from these few submissions. Mind you, there was well over 20 10 toes down challenge applicants this particular year. But I'd have to say the undisputed winner for the 2019 season, that's got to be Tyler Lockett. When you out there, showcasing the ability to cosplay as Michael Jackson, you got to walk away with the W. Okay, you got to walk away with the W. That man can get his toes down in any sort of situation. He could be a double amputee and somehow still get his feet in bounds. I'm telling you right now. Tyler Lockett got the juice, and I ain't talking about a Tupac movie. He is your 2019 10 Toes Down Challenge champion. On to the next category.
2019 Riley Reid Blowjob of the Year.
If you just heard the title and you ain't known any better, you would have probably thought this was the AVN Awards, but that ain't what we talking about right here. When we talk about the 2019 Riley Reid Blowjob of the Year, we talking about a team who participated in the Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl 51 challenge. You had the lead at one point, and for some apparent reason, you decided to unplug your controller. You decided to take your foot off the gas. You decided to stop playing, and that only goes to the one team, that being the Houston Texans. You had to be a team who blew the entire game. And for some apparent reason, I don't know how the hell this happened. Let's just go to the footage, because Bill O'Brien, I'll get to you in a little bit. But here, roll the beautiful beam footage of the 2019 Riley Reid Blowjob of the Year.
Watson takes the snap. He'd find Maya Angelou's favorite football player, Kenny Stills. I rise wide open. Somebody unplugged Kansas City's controller. Who knew there were Snorlaxes in Missouri? The punt is blocked, it's scooped up, and it's returned into the end zone, and the Texans got a 14-0 lead. Hodge, things are going great. What? What do they mean they're selling hot dogs for $7? Deshaun Watson would take the snap. He'd look over the middle. He's got his man in the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Jaime Fairbairn would connect and give them a 24-point lead. Coach, you ought to be proud of yourself. You built a 24-point lead. It'd be a shame if somebody blew. And it appears Jeffrey Dahmer is on his way to the field.
A few minutes later.
South Park son of Satan, Damian Williams, goes into the end zone. Those Kansas City Bloods in the swoop zone once again. Patrick Mahomes looking towards the middle. He's got Travis Kelce in the end zone. It turns out for the Texans, they're coughing up the ball. Yoink. Holmes rolling right. He's got Kelce once again, who'd go into the end zone. Got to be kidding me. At least it took the Falcons 2 halves in order to unfold. It only took 15 minutes for the damn Texans. Coach! How? It took 15 minutes for you to blow a 24-0 lead. You goddamn bum. Somebody fire him during halftime. From the one, do you really think they're going to get denied? South Park son of Satan, Damian Williams, goes into the end zone, and now you down by 10. It can't get any worse, right, Coach? They would score a whopping 41 unanswered points. Never in my life have I seen Jeffrey Dahmer come to the field for one team, switch jerseys, and have to perform the necrophilia challenge for the opposing team. For the 7th straight possession, it would result in a touchdown, and it's too easy for Patrick Mahomes. Why?
It's free real estate.
Game over, man. Game over.
Coach! You had a 24-0 lead and lost it before halftime. Bill Belichick was coach for the Jets longer than you had the lead. I would rather pay $1,000 to sit front row as Miley Cyrus debuts as the member of the twerk team than have you as my coach. I would rather ride shotgun cosplaying as Tupac leaving a Mike Tyson fight next to Suge Knight in 1996 than have you as my coach. I'd rather be a porn star, baby, than trust you to lead my team to victory. Bill O'Brien! You're getting fired on Monday, and put your motherfucking head back down, you goddamn bum. Take out your Metro cards and get aboard the L train. But your ride will be short-lived because you've arrived at Elimination Station. Why is that? Because of your failures to finish a game. You allowed the Kansas City Chiefs to come back from 24 down. You couldn't hold on to your lead.
24-0. 24-0, and you gave up 41 unanswered points. Bill O'Brien and the entire Houston Texans, you ought to add them into the Fellatio Olympics, and I guarantee you they'll leave with a gold medal. This makes no sense. How does this happen? Help me understand this. And then, just to add on to it, because of the idiocracy that just so happens to come out of the brain and mouth of Bill O'Brien, you trade away DeAndre Hopkins in the offseason? This has nothing to do with the actual blowjob that you did during the divisional playoff. But my God, how does this man still have his job as a head coach and a GM? This doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. It's criminal. This makes no sense. If there is everybody in Houston right now, I'm pretty sure, I can guarantee everybody in Houston wants this man gone. Nobody wants to see Mr. Butt-Chin Peter Griffin in the flesh still coaching the Houston Texans. How the hell do you have a 24-0 lead in the first half and you lose the lead before halftime? Where do they do this at? Help me understand this. You can't even do that in Madden. A few people can. You can't even do that consistently in Madden. And this happens in real life? You gotta be kidding me. Had this been any other coach, they would have been fired. But for some apparent reason, I don't know what it is, but the Houston management just decides, hey man, we like this guy. I should say the Houston ownership, because the management just so happens to be Bill O'Brien. So whatever the case may be, he's either been on his knees participating in the Monica Lewinsky challenge in the goddamn front office, making sure he still got his job because he's pretty good at blowjobs. This doesn't make any sense. Get him the hell up out of here. You blew a 24-point lead before halftime. For shame, son. For shame. Put him in the death note.
Erotic asphyxiation all over Houston because they are choking the game away. Consider your names written down to death note because your dreams of advancing to the AFC Championship for the first time in franchise history. Your dreams of winning a Super Bowl in Houston for the first time in franchise history have been absolutely deleted.
Hold my nuggets. Catch of the year.
Patrick, I sound like Kermit the Frog. Mahomes takes the snap on 3rd and 21. Going deep. He's got Tariq. I beat my kids Hill. He tell two Texans defenders, hold my nuggets. Suck my dick. And go into the end zone for the Kansas City Chiefs touchdown. It's too easy for Patrick Mahomes. Why? Because it's
free real estate.
Out to South Park we go. Cortland Sutton would whisper into a defender's ear, hold my nuggets. Suck my dick. Touchdown Broncos.
Odell Beckham telling the Bengals defense, hold my nuggets.
Suck my dick.
Touchdown Browns. But would this help them come back and win, though? Absolutely not.
This has been the worst team, the worst experience I ever did. Players, this is not on you.
So listen.
This is not on you. Players, y'all did everything. Y'all gave your heart. Y'all did everything right. It was the coaches. The coaches. Listen up. This was the coaches' fault.
Game on the line in Denver. Joe, the only thing elite about me is my Nike socks. Flacco looking towards his right. He's got Emmanuel Sanders who'd whisper in Kyle Fuller's ear, hold my nuggets. Suck my dick. For the Broncos touchdown, they'd pull within one. Nick Foles takes the snap looking towards his right. He'd rainbow a ball towards the end zone. DJ Shark would tell the Kansas City Chiefs defense, hold my nuggets. Suck my dick. In the end zone for a Jaguars touchdown.
Now, of all the categories, I'd have to say the hold my nuggets. Suck my dick has to be my favorite award, where the receiver makes the defender feel as if the receiver's nutsack is on their shoulder, inside of their face mask, on the back of the helmet, or anywhere on the shoulder pad. Pretty much somebody's infantilized during the damn play, or I should say they are neutered on the play. Whatever the case may be, if you had a relationship before you found yourself on the opposite side of this award, well, you no longer have that. Pretty much that man has taken your family. They ain't paying for child support either. You still gonna have to make those payments. And spousal support, that's still on you. You should have never went out there and got embarrassed. Whatever the case may be, of the 5 participants, I'd have to say my number 1 favorite, and I think we all can agree, the best one of the year has to go to Tyreek Hill. The brother's listed at 5'10", but let's just be honest, he's probably about 4'11". If you lined him up next to Danny DeVito, I think DeVito got him beat. All right, whatever the case may be, this little Kansas City midget went out there and jumped over 2 people, came down with the football and went into the end zone for the score. And if I'm not mistaken, was this not week 1, week 2, and he ended the season off with a Super Bowl ring on his finger? You gotta be kidding me. This brother went out there and he made sure, although he's the littlest man in the room, he's the epitome of that meme. All right, I may be 5'2", but my game is 6'3". Well, that's Tyreek Hill. That brother went out there and made sure every single defender in the entire league had to hold his nuggets. And then what they do, say it with me now, they suck his dick. Congratulations.
Somebody please call the EMTs. Moment of the year.
All momentum on the side of New Orleans. Deshaun Watson looking to head towards the Dreadlocks. He's got a man. Give me that. But he plays for the other team that passes into...
Suplex City, bitch.
DeAndre Hopkins took Marcus Williams to Suplex City, and the Saints fans aren't upset about it. They all wanted to do it after the Minneapolis Miracle. He got suplexed from the east to the west. Back to the east. Back to the west.
That's it, he said. Somebody stop the damn man. Enough's enough. What the hell is this? You son of a bitch. Why? Tell me why.
DeAndre Hopkins graduated magna cum laude with a PhD in Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar suplex studies from Chris Benoit University. Marcus Williams got suplexed so hard he might just be sterile. The generation of Marcus Williams family stops here. Somebody call the goddamn EMTs. Get the police on the phone. DeAndre Hopkins is participating in the Frankie Suplex Challenge. Frankie Southern Suplex. Here comes the Jacksonville Jaguars, baby. No! God damn, this man just got murdered on the football field. Shang Tsung can't take his soul because that dude had done it. He knocked off his helmet, split his shoulder pads, broke his ribs, and somehow impregnated his girlfriend all in one play. You can't play football no more if you getting your ass rocked like this. Why didn't your offensive line help you? Are you not their friends? Clearly you're not meant to make the team. Good Lord, look at the murder once again. He got laid out from the east to the west, back to the east, back to the west. Somebody call that goddamn EMT. Titans 446. Oh my God, it's a fake. God damn, put him on MTV. Homie just got tattooed. The Buccaneers thought they would have themselves a return touchdown, but he was called down by contact. My clavicle, my scapula, my sternum, everything hurts. 1 second I was running for the first down. The next I heard somebody screaming World Star. Ensuing Falcons possession, handoff to Brian King of the Hill. Christmas came early. What would you like to get, DeMonte Thomas?
The S-Truck's back and it's better than ever. It's a dump truck this year. The S-Truck's here.
God damn, DeMonte Thomas got trucked looking like a magnet was pulling him off the field. Treated him like tar on a construction site. Ran into Dio Brando because he got hit with the... But whoa, wait a minute. Dio, stop time for me, please. DeMonte Thomas may play for the Denver Broncos, but he was born and raised in Alliance, Ohio. That is approximately 19 miles away, 32 minutes, by car. He also went to Marlinton High School, approximately 15 miles away. He was from this state. His brothers, sisters, mother, father, cousins, all his high school classmates came to the Hall of Fame game to see him attempt to make the team, only to see their boy get trucked on national television. You've been on the team for the last 3 years. You getting trucked in the preseason game? Get the coach on the phone. Take out the scissors. You cut.
Come here.
Cleveland pastry chef Baker Mayfield takes the snap, 2nd and 8, rolling towards his right.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Oh my God, David Njoku Jobu just got knocked out of Wakanda. Homie got flipped like a gang initiation on a Vice YouTube channel. He got flipped like the gender of a father in a Kardashian household, then proceeded to get tombstoned by Casper the Ghost. To make matters worse, homie landed on his neck first. This gotta be some sort of terrorism to his spine. He gonna wake up with kyphosis, scoliosis, lumbar stenosis, and lumbar lordosis. Doctors gonna diagnose him with necrosis, and he's about to get a concussion. He got laid out from the east to the west. Back to the east. Back to the west. Somebody get Omarion, Marcus Houston, and Columbus Short on the phone, because Njoku looking like he participated in the You Got Served and Stomp the Yard challenge. Homie landed on his neck like he getting ready to break dance. He about to do it for little Saint Anderon. He's gonna need a medic. Somebody please call the goddamn EMT.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Why leave on the preseason highlights? Well, first and foremost, those were far too good to pass up. And somebody had to go and call the goddamn EMTs for those two individuals. As for, some other hits that was omitted, there were some few dirty hits that were big hits that resulted in somebody needing to go call the EMT. But they were dirty, and I don't feel like highlighting those sorts of situations nowadays. More importantly, there were a few other hits that resulted in, season-ending injury. In the case of, David Njoku, that was a big hit. He did have to leave the game. He came back a few weeks later, and then his season ultimately did get ended. If it wasn't the next week that he came back, whatever the case may be, I would have to say, for me, although watching DeAndre Hopkins become the 11th mayor of Suplex City, I'd have to give this one to the flip of David Njoku. You had to go see the EMT immediately. At least Marcus Williams done finished the game. David Njoku done it's made the brother look like he was breakdancing. His feet was touching the damn ceiling, and there ain't even a ceiling in MetLife Stadium. That ain't make no sense. Nobody should make you flip like that. It looked like Bender was on the sidelines, and when they saw David Njoku go up, he said,
"Do a flip!"
Somebody send this to David Njoku and make sure he hears directly from the Chiseled Adonis that he needs to go and get a goddamn medic. On to the next category.
Woo woo, clitoris alert, woo woo, clitoris alert, woo woo woo. You big dummy! Moment of the year. Woo woo, clitoris alert, woo woo, clitoris alert, woo woo woo.
But Josh Allen on this play would carry it into Texans territory, and he thinks it's the last play of the game. He throw a lateral backwards. What is this man doing? This man single-handedly trying to give the game away. What the hell's the matter with him? What the hell is Cameron Jordan doing in New Orleans? This man out here throwing elbows like Jesus Burgess on the Blackbeard crew. Philly was at Minnesota's 21. They went for a fake field goal, ultimately got intercepted. What the hell were they thinking? Where is the logic? Just take the points and go into the half.
People this stupid shouldn't be allowed to live.
You big dummy.
You big dummy.
Big dummy? Big dummy. You big dummy!
But Hut, evidently the center is anti-social media, because he'll never snap. If you needed any form of representation of how this night is going for Pittsburgh.
False start. Offense. All the linemen except for the center.
Following the intentional grounding, the Bills would go for it on 4th and 27, and Josh Allen would take a 15-plus yard sack. What kind of coaching is this? Coach, you have 3 timeouts. Why the hell would you go for it on 4th and 27 and give them the football back at damn near midfield? And now after the sack, they're in your territory, you big dummy. That's not how you coach football, you stupid
stupid idiot. You've already blown a 16-point lead, and now you're participating in the Plaxico Burress Challenge, and you're shooting yourself in the foot. McDermott, put your motherfucking head back down. And Josh Allen, you're the nincompoop who took the sack. Put your motherfucking head back down too, stupid.
Oh, God damn it. Who unplugged the controller of the holder in London? Jacksonville don't know what to do with the football. Look at them, discombobulated.
What kind of Genjutsu formation? Holy shit, it worked. Touchdown, Dolphins. How the hell did they let this happen? A kicker and punter connected for a goddamn Dolphins touchdown and take the lead. You can't even do this in Madden. If you try to tell coach you want to run this in the game, they might think you have a mental illness. And you let them score on this play? The Eagles got to be kidding me. Philly, tell me how my ass tastes.
Now, when we talk about who's walking away with the Clitoris Alert, You Big Dummy Award, I would have to say I'd split it in two. Take the Clitoris Alert, give that to Josh Allen. Take the You Big Dummy Award and give that to Sean McDermott. Because both or one needs to reside in Buffalo. Because it's ridiculous. How the hell do you blow a 16-point lead? Mind you, had Houston not did what they did, the Blowjob Riley Reid award would have ended up somewhere in Buffalo. But how the hell do you blow a 16-point lead and completely fall apart in the fourth quarter? I don't know what Josh Allen was trying to do on that pitch back. I don't know what the hell Josh Allen and Sean McDermott had in mind when they went for it on 4th and 27. Whatever the case may be, both of these dudes, idiots. Big dummies, put their head in sand. Matter of fact, bury them in dirt so they can pretend they're carrots. Whatever the case may be, idiots, straight up idiots, and accept your award. And everybody in Buffalo should line everybody in the Buffalo Bills, I should say. Every single player of the Buffalo Bills. All 52 additional players who make the roster. And then everybody else on the coaching staff. You just put Josh Allen standing right next to Sean McDermott, and everybody gets one slap. Everybody gets one slap. And as the Lord wrote in his good book, he's going to have to turn the other cheek. Well, guess what? Josh Allen and Sean McDermott going to turn the other cheek, and you're going to go back the other way, and it's going to be one other slap the other direction. Because these are straight up Clitoris Alert, woo, woo, Clitoris Alert, woo, woo, Clitoris Alert, woo, woo, woo. Big ass dummies. And they deserve to get pie in their face. But aside from that, I would like to move on to the very next category. And the one category a lot of people were waiting on, and for the first time in the existence of the Chiseled Adonis Awards, it turns out that DeAndre Hopkins will not be your will not be your three-time reigning, defending, undisputed Dreadlocks MVP. We have a new man, a new sheriff in town, and he resides down in Tennessee. The Lord and Savior of the Dreadlocks, Mr. Derrick Henry. Let's take a few moments to appreciate his glory.
Your 2019 Dreadlocks Most Valuable Player, Derrick Henry.
Back to Tennessee, where we drink whiskey and we eat Henry's as our favorite chocolate. I don't know what Derrick Henry got in his house, but I'm pretty sure his pets are jaguars, and they nothing but bitches, as he'd go 74 yards into the end zone for a Jags touchdown. He owns Jacksonville. It's time to release the Kraken. Give the ball to Derrick Henry, but for J.C. Jackson.
Looks like you're about to get pwned.
He didn't get trucked the way we thought he would, but he got carried for about 6 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our Lord and Savior of the Dreadlocks, Derrick Henry. Look at him in the open field. Watch him work. He would transmogrify Earl Thomas from a safety to a lead blocking fullback. You've got to be kidding me. Turns out Earl Thomas must have been anti-civil rights in the 1960s, because last I checked, when you're a defender, your objective is to make sure that you
ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around, ain't gonna let
Henry.
Brothers and sisters, are you with me? And that's the bottom line. Go Stone Cold Simpson.
Initially I had about a 10-minute segment here for Genjutsu of the year with a few plays, but then I started to think to myself, who had a better Genjutsu than Antonio Brown over the course of the last 2019 season? Seriously, think about it. He had the entire football universe caught in the Genjutsu. We were all watching this man's Twitter feed by the hour to see what tomfoolery would come out of this man's Twitter fingers. It's ridiculous. Think about it. You look at the way he worked his way out of Pittsburgh only to go over to Oakland and never play a game. Talk about how much he wanted to be there during Hard Knocks only to never play it down. Somehow find himself on the New England Patriots playing in a game in Miami, scoring a touchdown, then getting cut by the Patriots because he couldn't keep his mouth shut for a weekend. Also getting alleged, a charge of rape. Then you spend your entire, over a course of 10 weeks talking about, I don't want to be signed. Why am I not signed? The NFL is racist. I want a job in the NFL. I'm sorry. Fuck everybody. I'm sorry. I wanted to apologize to everybody. I love my daddy. My daddy's a deadbeat. Nobody knew what this brother was talking about. He had everybody caught up in the Genjutsu, then possibly going to the Saints for a workout, only to find out that was a Genjutsu of its own. The day he comes back, he releases a song, Home from the NO. Whatever the case may be, Antonio Brown wins the Genjutsu of the year. I don't think we need any highlights for this. We just all know. If you want to see about Antonio Brown, I'll leave the link for the other Antonio Brown video in the description, or you can just click on the video tab and find it. Everybody knows how to find my videos. Go into the damn search bar, Chiseled Adonis Antonio Brown. You'll find the Genjutsu entire video.
It's like one of those things where it's the ego. I don't have an ego because, bro, I'm just trying to win.
And now on to the 15th and final category of your 2019 Chiseled Adonis Awards, and probably the most anticipated. It's newly named and renamed as everybody gets ready to see the Put Your Motherfucking Head Back Down Award, and it is, reserved for the kickers. And it turns out this year it's not only going to be sponsored by Nick Folk. I'd be remiss if it wasn't sponsored by Cody Parkey. So it's the Nick Folk, Cody Parkey Put Your Motherfucking Head Back Down Awards for these bum-ass kickers in the streets. Roll the beautiful bean footage of our nominees.
Nick Folk, Cody Parkey, put your motherfucking head back down. Kick of the year.
Witness of the Gettysburg Address, Matt Bryant lines up for the extra point. The kick is... Matt Bryant! You old geezer, you went to elementary school with Betty White's great-grandmother. You've been kicking field goals since George Washington's administration, and you missed the tying field goal that could have possibly aided the Falcons to go to overtime, but now your team loses and drops to 1-5 with an amalgam of talent? You've got to be kidding me! You are too old to cost your team's games. What is it about teams in the state of Georgia that makes them choke like an anorexic Asian deep-throating a black penis? What is it about these kickers, Blankenship and Bryant, looking at themselves like Spider-Man? Matt Bryant! Put your motherfucking head back down. Caro Santos lines up for a 36-yard field goal, and watch out for that Firo. The kick sails wide to the right. All right, that's 2 field goals, but not like you're going to miss another one, right? Folk lines up for a 46-yard field goal. The kick sailing wide to the right. Nick Folk missed the kick. Nick Folk missed the kick! I would rather let my wife and daughter free bleed, free flow on a swim in shark-infested waters than have you as my kicker. But it's not like you're gonna miss another field goal, right, Nick? Right, Nick? Get off the field, get on the sideline, and put your motherfucking head back down. Caro Santos lines up from 50-plus yards out. The kick is... To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Hey, Caro, it's only one kick. Not like you gonna miss another one, right? And just before halftime, the Patriots would send out this scrub, Nick Folk, for a 48-yard field goal. It's not even close. You know what's happening next. Every time your toes touch the football, disaster is on the way. You're the first human to be diagnosed with blind toes. Your feet are as useful as a pack of condoms at Philip Rivers' household. Mr. Rogers called from beyond the grave and said he would not like you to be his neighbor. I would rather be waterboarded, electrocuted, hung, and then stabbed by a bayonet than have you as my kicker. Nick Folk! Put your motherfucking head back down, you goddamn bum! Caro Santos from 53 yards out would line up for the kick. It's not even close! You went 0 for 4 today? Caro Santos! I would rather lick the feet of a homeless New York City bum than have you as my kicker. I'd rather have my daughter marry King Henry VIII than have you as my kicker. You're a bum! You don't get to play football! And put your motherfucking head back down, you damn bum. Matt not straight, Matt not heterosexual, Matt I'm homosexual, Matt gay for a 34-yard field goal for the win. And the kick is gonna be... You mean to tell me Jameis Winston and Mike Evans brought the Bucks inside the 20, set up a 34-yard field goal, and their kicker still found a way to miss in Tampa Bay of all places? There was once a kicker who played for Tampa Bay and missed more kicks on this field than a sneakerhead who fell victim to a robbery. His name went by Nick Folk. I would rather exist in the mind of Antonio Brown than have you as my kicker. I would rather eat dinner of infested rats suffering from the bubonic plague than have you as my kicker. Put your motherfucking head back down because your spirit lives on in the feet of Matt Gay, you vile trash cretin. Can't make a 34-yard field goal? Jesus would drown before seeing you make a kick. A Kardashian will suck a white penis before seeing you make a kick. Strip him of his helmet. Strip him of his name. Strip him of his status. Send him to Area 51. You're no longer a human. Live amongst the aliens. Matt Gay! Put your motherfucking head back down, you goddamn bum! Take out your Metro cards and get aboard the L train. But Matt Gay, it's only week 3, and I don't care if you play next week. You go somewhere different for your failure of making the game-winning kick, for your failure of making use of your foot, for your failures of being there when your team depended on you. Consider your name written down to Death Note because your dreams of continuing as an NFL kicker have been absolutely deleted.
But on Brett Maher's 42-yard field goal, it appears we are in the Windy City because Butterfree used Gust. The ball started dating a Republican because it's hooking towards the right. Brett Maher! I would rather engage in bestiality and marry a hippopotamus than have you as my kicker. Put your motherfucking head back down and get off the field, you damn bum.
On the extra point, Cody Parkey lines up for the... Cody Parkey! You son of a bitch! You couldn't make a field goal if you were 5 yards away and they had your mother at gunpoint and they'd shoot her if you missed. You could never be diagnosed with athlete's foot because you couldn't make a kick to qualify as an athlete. I would rather take marriage advice from Elizabeth Taylor than have you as my kicker. You goddamn bum! Put your motherfucking head back down. And I don't give a shit if you made the rest of your kicks. I don't like you. Consider your name written down the death note because what you did last year can never be forgiven and the rest of your career will forever be deleted.
And your winner for your 2019 Nick Folk Cody Parkey Put Your Motherfucking Head Back Down kick of the year goes to Nick Folk, Cody Parkey, and the new member of their namesake, Brett Maher, because the three of you are absolute trash. I thought I could dodge Cody Parkey, but Tennessee decided let's pick him up for a few weeks. Luckily, he was able to get cut. Nick Folk left from the NFL, went to the AAF. Left from the AAF, went over, back to the NFL. For some apparent reason, I can't seem to escape him. And this year, Brett Maher made sure he can showcase to the world and the Dallas Cowboys how trash he truly is. The three of them will forever live in infamy as the worst kickers on the goddamn planet. All three of you come over to the throne and make sure you collect your prize as the world's champion, as the worst goddamn kicker on the freaking planet. I would rather have COVID-19 coronavirus over and over and over and over and over in 17 straight different lifetimes than have any of you as my kickers. You goddamn bums. And forever, your names will be written down the death note because your failures to make kicks, your failures to put your teams on your back, your failures to be an actually good, reliable kicker, and your names will always be written down the death note and absolutely deleted. And that concludes your 2019 Chiseled Adonis Awards. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm headed back to the Shadow Realm, and I have been your host and CEO, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. And I'm out. See you next year.